So here's 4 t-shirts. Who wants them? Dude, I'm getting old. I think I threw my arm out. I never was a very good football player. You know, I was a quarterback. 7th grade. Serious. You know when you have the idea, you've got a better idea of what you're going to do with your life. You're so smart and so cool that you're like, hey, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a football player. That's what I did in 7th grade. So I grew up watching Monday Night Football. Those guys were, you know, big old studly guys. See, the thing is the guys I was watching on TV, you know, they're huge, right? They're just ripped, you know. They got muscles on top of muscles, right? And I was thinking, dude, I'll be a football player. That's what I'll look like. Not really thinking that you got to work out a little bit before you end up looking like that. No, but I just had this vision in my head, and often we have a vision in our head of what we want to do. We've not even asked God what he wants us to do, because had I asked God, I guarantee he would have said, don't play football. Dude, I wanted the football pants and the pads. I mean, those guys look tough and cool. I wanted to look tough and cool. I didn't want to look scrawny. I was scrawny. I remember going out to 7th grade football. Man, you know, you put the football pads on for the first time. Man, the pads on the NFL guys, you know the thigh pads, they have these thigh pads. And they fit inside their thigh. They're about this big, you know, because their legs are big. Well, my thigh pads weren't like that. My thigh pads were wider than my leg. I'm not kidding. It wasn't cool looking. My knee pads weren't touching my knees. They're like down on my ankles. You have hip pads. My hip pads were rubbing my armpits raw. Shoulder pads were too big. Helmet was too big. When I ran, the thing bounced around. Half the time I'm looking out the ear hole and stuff. And I'm the quarterback on the 7th grade team, the Bethany Broncos. Dude, that was not cool, man. I'm telling you, it wasn't. I thought it was going to be so cool. It wasn't cool. You used to see me running out on the field for the very first time. Your helmet's bouncing around. You're looking out the ear hole half the time. Your shoulder pads are bouncing up and down every time you take a step. Your knee pads are just flopping in the wind against your ankles. Your thigh pads, you know, they're too wide. They're wider than your legs, and so every time you take a step, they're like flapping against each other like that. You got to run like this to keep it from happening. Wasn't cool. We have an idea of what we want to do. It's better to consult God. Save myself a lot of embarrassment.